Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are going to be doing a beginner friendly eyebrow tutorial. Yes, I know there are a lot of tutorials out there, but today I want to show you how I do my brows, and this is very beginner friendly. So if you follow me step by step, by the end of this video I am sure you're going to learn how to do your brows. So without taking much of your time, I'm going to get right into it. And if you've not subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you get notifications when I'm back with another tutorial. So let's get right into it. The first thing we are going to do is to set our eyebrows, especially because we already did our base before the face, so you want to set it so it can grip properly. Okay, now I'm going to use my brow pencil, but you can use this Davis or the regular brow pencil, whatever you have. The only difference is that this is slimmer than the other one, but if you're going for the other option, make sure you sharpen it really well. I use this one a lot actually. I just started using this, and honestly I still prefer our regular Davis eye pencil. I find it like it's very easy, it gives me more color, but when I want like a warmer brown that is not too dark, I go for this my brow pencil sometimes. So make sure you brush your brows up the shape it would normally take. You don't want the hairs facing different directions. It's really important. If you have a brow gel, you can use a brow gel. I use a brow gel sometimes, but for this tutorial I'm not gonna use a brow. The next step is to line our brows. You can see I am not starting from the very beginning of the brows. I'm starting somewhere, just give it a little bit of gap and then draw a straight line, as straight as you can, parallel to the top. And then when you get to this arc here, you want to bend it or curve the line a little bit. You don't want to make it look like a triangle, so you want to just slightly curve it. You can see that I still have some space in the front for the top brow, for the top line, so we're going to repeat the same thing. I am overlining my brows here because I want a thicker one. If you want a slimmer brow, go ahead, do whatever shape you want. It doesn't really matter, it's according to your preference, but today I wanted to do a thicker brow. So just go ahead and line it, and just when you get to the arc, connect it so that it will have that tail. You don't want to draw it all the way to the end of the tail. If you connect it at the end of the tail, it's going to be fat at the end. I don't know if that makes sense. So we're just going to do basically the same thing on the other side. Again, don't start from where your brow starts. Give it a little bit of space because we are trying to avoid having a boxed brow. I don't know if you understand what I mean by a boxed brow. You know, those kind of brows that it would look like it's a rectangle, something like that. I don't know how to explain it, guys, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. So just give it a little bit of space. We have plans for that place. We are going to fill in that space, but we don't want to start. Please, it's really very important. My brows here, the pencil is not very visible. The darkness of the pencil is not very visible here, but it's really a little bit darker than it's appearing on the camera. But go with whatever color, whatever shade of brow pencil you want. When I want to do like a very obvious look, I go for a darker shade, the Davis eye pencil color 3. That's what I use. It's darker than the brow pencil I have now. We are just going to fill in the brows with hair-like strokes. What I mean by hair-like strokes is like just you're going to mimic your natural hair. Flick your eye pencil, flick it gently, don't scrub it, don't shade it like a coloring book, just little by little. That's what gives it the hair-like look, makes it look more natural and more fluffy in person. Okay, then when you come to the end, if you want, you can just shade it in, fill it in a little bit deeper towards the tail, but from the beginning to the middle, just try to make it as light as possible with light hand. Hold your pencil very lightly and flick it up and down. Then whatever, I'm just filling in the excess space at the top because you know we have some skin there that there are no brows there because we are doing a thicker brow. But yeah, I'm sure you understand what I mean. So we're just going to basically do the same on the other side, shading the tail, and then the other parts flick gently like that. When we are done filling in the insides, you can see I'm just doing the same hair-like strokes on the outer part of the brows. You know, the part we left and we did not line, we're just going to do that hair-like strokes there to make it look like we have hair there. I don't have a lot of hair there, so I just did the same thing to give an illusion of hair. Now take your spoolie. It's time to brush our brows. You can use this regular type of spoolie or this other one, whatever you can, or even if you don't have these things, you can use a toothbrush, a soft toothbrush, soft old toothbrush, and slightly brush it over, brush it. And when you are brushing it, try to follow, when you get to the arc, try to follow the normal arc of the brow of your brow, and the beginning part closer to your nose, you want to just brush it up slightly brush it up. You don't want to just drag it from the beginning to the end like one long swoop. It's not going to look good, and it's going to defeat the whole purpose of flicking the brow pencil to give it a more natural look. Okay, so just do that towards the end. You curve it a little bit towards the arc, then the beginning, brush it up to give it a more natural look. Now, there is absolutely nothing wrong in going back in with your eye pencil. If you find out there is a mistake somewhere, or you missed a spot, or you need to add in more product, go ahead and do it. Nobody is judging you. After all, even if you're outside or you're doing it around people, it doesn't matter. What matters is the final outcome. Okay, don't be shy to do that. And even if it's something you need to use a concealer to conceal, to clean it up, go ahead and do that. No judgment here. By this time, your brows should be looking something like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the cleaner it looks, the easier it is to conceal, because I know that's the one that gives a lot of issues, concealing the brows. So this is a trick I do, guys. You can see I brush the beginning of the brows like towards my nose, brush it towards my nose, and then brush it upwards. This gives it that ombre effect and gives it just stains the beginning a little bit, and the ombre effect is there. Very simple. Try this, guys. You're going to love that little hack there. Now it's time to conceal our brows. I'm sure this is where a lot of people run into a bit of problem, so I'm just going to show you how to do that. I'm going to use my concealer, the same one I used for my under eye, the darker one. I used to concealer, so use any concealer. You can use the LA Girl Pro Concealer. It's very popular and very affordable and very nice too. It gives you a very nice result. So whatever concealer you can find that is at least 2 shades lighter than your skin, go ahead. And a flat concealer brush. If you don't have a flat brush like the one I have, get any brush and pinch it. Pinch the tip of the bristles. Pinch it till it gets flat. That will help you conceal. So if you don't have a concealer brush at hand, get any brush that a little bit dense, or whatever brush. Pinch it. You can wet it a little bit, or use your concealer to wet it a little bit, and then you pinch it to give it a flat look. Okay, now guys, take a look at where I'm starting off. I'm starting off somewhere close to the arc, because you want to get that arc to be perfect. It has to be perfect. Okay, I'm sorry for blocking what I'm doing here, but I did not realize that on time. So take your concealer brush, go under the arc very close to the line. This is why if you can get it straight when you're drawing in, that is perfect. It's going to make concealing very easy. But if you don't, go ahead, just try and keep your hand steady. You can use your pinky finger to balance on your face while you hold your brush. Also, the way you hold your brush is really very, very important. You cannot hold your brush at the tip. It'll be too far off and it won't give you good control that way. So hold your brush maybe at the middle, or maybe 1/3 from the head of the brush, or from the bristles. I don't know. You shall understand what I'm saying. So go ahead and when you're done with the arc, you can see it's a lot easier to draw just the straight line from the beginning. So you draw a straight line to meet the one. I always start close to the arc. You want to get that out of the way, and then you go ahead and join the line. Now, because I already did my makeup, I'm trying to use as little concealer as possible. That's what I'm doing here. But if I hadn't done my makeup first and I do my brows first, I use quite a bit of concealer, and then I drag them all over my eyelid to use it to prime my eyelid. So what I'm doing now is just to drag the concealer down slightly so I can blend it into my eyeshadow. We're just going to do the same thing for the other side, exactly the same thing. So if you missed it on the first part, take a look here. I'm just going to keep quiet so that you can watch this and see what we did over here. Don't forget to drag it down a little bit so it will be easier to blend, okay, especially if your eyeshadow is done already. I was just showing you how to place your arm. Your pinky finger can be on your face so that you can use that to wedge your hand. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not sure how else to explain it, but your pinky finger can be on your face. You don't want to be hanging your hand. It's going to get tiring, okay? So this is what we are working with right now. Now we have to blend this and make sure it blends into our eyeshadow. You can see it's so harsh. You can see where the concealer stops and where the eyeshadow starts. So we are just going to use, I'm using the same eyeshadow color because I did this look with just one color. I'm just using that to blend out the harsh line. So it's going to blend in seamlessly and not look like two separate products. If you look at the left and the right, you're going to see there's a lot of difference, a very significant difference. Always take a break to look at what you're doing, okay? Admire yourself, admire your hard work. It's not easy. By the time you practice this a couple of times, you're going to figure out what works for you, and then you're going to become a pro in no time. Now, to conceal the top, we are going to use our foundation, the exact foundation we used for the face. This is because we don't want the top to be looking as bright as the under. And sometimes I don't do the foundation at all. I don't use the foundation to clean up the top. When I draw a very nice brow or give it a very nice shape, I would rather not use foundation on the top, but if I need to go over it with the foundation, I would always go over it. Do you understand what I mean? So we are just going to pick up the foundation. Don't forget to wipe off your brush before you start so you don't mix in the two colors. And when you pick up the foundation, don't forget to swipe it on the back of your hand a little bit just to clean it up. You don't want to take excess product. Again, you see I am starting close to the arc, okay? I just want to do that and get that out of the way because the front part is so easy, but the arc is where you have to be very careful. I'm not even sure if I breathe when I'm doing my eyebrows because I don't know, I have to be very still to get it straight. I love it when my eyebrows are looking so good, because they are very important aspect of your makeup. They stand out. When you don't get it right, people will notice. Now we're just going to blend it out a little bit. We already have our face done. Everything is set. You can see that's why I'm using very little product. So we're just blending that into the face. And if you look at it, you won't even tell. You can't even tell that there is eyeshadow there, because it's the same shade as the one you can't even tell there is foundation there, because it's the same shade as what we used all over our face. So I'm basically doing the same thing on the other side. Start very close to the arc, and you can anchor your hand just on your forehead, so that it will give you a hold. You don't have to swing your arms up and down. So I'm just going to keep quiet and shut up now. Because my light is very close to this part of my face, that's why this place looks a little bit lighter, and you might not really see exactly what I'm doing. But on the other side that is a bit darker, I'm sure you were able to see what we did. So if you need to go over this again, you can rewind a little bit and go over it and watch this and practice and practice and practice. Don't forget to blend it, please. We don't want everything to be looking like they're separated. Everything should marry each other and blend into each other. Now I'm just using the other end of my concealer brush to blend out the excess concealer into the skin. If you look at this part, you will see the lines were a little bit more obvious than the other side, because this is closer to the light. So you have to blend that. You don't want people to come close to your face and see lines for different products on your face. So everything about makeup is blending. You have to blend everything in to look like it's your face. That's the whole point of makeup anyways. Now, if I need to clean up the inner corners, I just take what's left on the brush to just clean it up a little bit. You don't have to do too much. Remember, we are trying not to have a boxed eyebrow, okay? Just use what's left of your brush. Don't pick up any more product. And you can see this is looking really good, even better in person. Now, sometimes some people don't know where to start their brows, and sometimes you see it's almost like a unibrow, they are too close. So just take a straight object, a pencil or whatever, and put it beside your nose, on each side of your nose at the bridge. That's where it should start. You can see I was just showing you where you shouldn't start and where you should start. So put it there, that's where it should start, but don't draw a line there. That's where the ombre effect starts, okay? Now just take a brush. I just use my powder to matte it a little bit, because we have all those cream products there. We're just using the powder, a little bit of powder to set them. This is just extra. After setting with the powder, I just use this to brush them over again, just to remove excess powder from the brows itself. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and we are going to see how the entire look comes together.